300% pump captured. And that was just one of a couple big wins that we've had over the past week. The good news is I still think that they have a ways to run. So let's get you caught up to speed here in today's Saturday update. We are now into the month of May. Things are progressing along very well as far as recovering after the big flush out last month when the tariffs went live, our Liberation Day. It's been nothing but basically moving back up. And we're starting to see some cryptos here disconnected from the stock market, disconnected from the tariffs, disconnected from the chaos, and they have been running. Or in the case of our little XRP meme coin, Joey, maybe they've been hopping to a new all-time high. So let's get you caught up to speed here, folks. I just got done with a great Discord weekly call, and this is where I share all my plays in real time. We just had a great call reviewing the last week and the market calls that we had. That pullback came through for XRP. That was one of another plays that I just barely missed. We didn't win them all, and that was my XRP futures contract on Coinbase. I had a long bet on XRP placed at 213. We got that pullback down to 212 in the spot market, but on that futures contract, it only went down to about 215. So I missed that one, but we were able to nail a few others on Zebec, on this Joey ticker on the XRP ledger, and so we are having fun. But we got a couple data points here on the broader markets. Warren Buffett and Berkshire Hathaway were net sellers of stock in Q1 2025 for the 10th straight quarter. I also noted that Jeff Bezos just applied to requesting to basically sell off about $5 billion of Amazon stock too. So these guys are amassing huge cash positions, whether it be Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, massive amounts of cash. And Warren Buffett making strong statements here today, says it might be a good idea to own a lot of other currencies besides the US dollar. Maybe cryptocurrencies, maybe a little bit of God's money. You know, we've been stacking that up as well too. And so Warren Buffett building a new record high cash position, saying that it might be time to look at some other currencies. It's getting interesting out there. Now, this is a data point that came out this past week, and it works against, it, gives less reason for the Fed to cut rates on this meeting that's coming up next Wednesday, May 7th. And so I'm anticipating the Fed to leave rates unchanged. My quick take is that the market's going to rally into the Fed meeting. I do think that we're going to see Bitcoin pop up to about 100,000 before we basically come back down after the Fed meeting where they leave rates unchanged. So I broke this down to my Discord weekly call. If you want the full breakdown, the full analyst on that, it's there. But the quick rundown on where we're at right now, we'll probably be dead over the weekend. Volume will pick back up as the futures market opens up tomorrow on Sunday. And I anticipate a big volatile week heading into that Fed meeting. Max pain point takes us to 100,000 for Bitcoin. That would wipe out about 3 billion of Bitcoin shorts. So I'm expecting the market makers to juice us up into the Fed meeting before we get taken back once again. And I'll speak more on my hedge on that strategy here in another video. But the U.S. economy added 177,000 jobs in April, above expectations of 138,000. Unemployment rate is at 4.2%. That was where expectations had it at. So jobs numbers holding up. Now, Main Street economy, I'm still very worried about, but the Fed gets to take this data point, and it's another reason why they don't need to cut rates, despite the stock market coming down, despite the real estate market already being in a reset. They want to play hardball with President Trump. The jobs numbers that they just got help them make that case. And so I do predict that the rates will be left unchanged this week, and watch for that market pullback after that comes through. Now, speaking of investing in other currencies, like Warren Buffett says, well, the state of Arizona was trying to invest in some Bitcoin, but Governor Katie Hobbs has vetoed the strategic Bitcoin reserve. Nice try. Katie Hobbs says, not on my watch. And the hypocrisy of it is pretty ridiculous. Not that I'm a fan really of buying Bitcoin. I don't own any Bitcoin myself. But, it's pretty hypocritical here because the Arizona State Retirement System is one of the strongest in the nation because it makes sound and informed investments. Arizonians' retirement funds are not the place for the state to try untested investments like virtual currency. But the hypocritical part is that they are invested in MicroStrategy. So you're invested in MicroStrategy, a Ponzi scheme based off of Bitcoin, but you're not going to allow the state retirement account to acquire some Bitcoin spot. But you'll basically enter into a leveraged Bitcoin position, which is essentially what the Ponzi scheme is that MicroStrategy is running, right? So it's absolutely hypocritical. We expect nothing less from Katie Hobbs. And for all of my Arizona folks down there, I feel for you. She shouldn't have been elected. Big mistake. And I know what it's like to live in a state that's making many mistakes. You know that very well. But nice try. Another Bitcoin strategic reserve rejected. So we'll continue to watch that and keep you guys updated on those. Now, let's get into our moves here. This has been a great week. I'm going to show you Zebec Network here. This is a real runner. I did the deep dive on this one a couple weeks ago, and it's been moving up ever since. Folks starting to get awareness on this one. And like I said, I want to give a quick note. I had made a statement that not any big influencers had covered this. No disrespect to any of the influencers, content creators that had been talking about Zebec. I know some people had mentioned, some others had. That's great. I was just referring to big time influencers. This is not on their radar. So shout out to everybody that was on this before me, whether you're in the community, the other content creators that were on this play, well done. I got into this one late, just a couple weeks ago, but clearly we weren't too late to capture this 100% upside. I've now doubled my money on this Zebec play. This was well done. And I'm kicking myself actually for not buying this dip. I bought Zebec on April 16th back in here. Basically right at, I'll show you guys the level. Actually, I'll just tell you where I'm at. It was, 0.000091, right in there. Now, this full swing, if you would have bought this dip on Zebec to where we just went earlier today, 166%. Now, for me, I got in a little bit later, and so I'm basically have doubled up now. The current price where we're at right now, I'm up about 95%. So I've basically doubled up my money on this one. Could have done a lot better if I would have averaged in during that dip. And this is what's so important when we make entries into this project. If you think that we might be getting a little bit of a market pullback, what I like to do is typically deploy capital, but save some on the sidelines. So if we do get that pullback, I can average in lower. I wish I would have done that here on Zebec, but hey, I'm not going to complain about doubling up my money, especially in this type of environment. The stock guys, they don't know where to go. They're in shambles. Running around in the dark over there in the stock market. A lot of them are sidelined. A lot of them don't know where to look. For us, we're just aping into utility cryptocurrencies, and I'm aping into XRP memes too. And we're doubling it up. We're tripling it up. This is happening now. And this is why I'm just thrilled to be so dialed in with our program. We are finding good utility cryptocurrencies, and then we're also just momentum trading. Nothing crazy, just finding momentum, finding narratives, finding memes, watching them run. Or in the case of Joey, watching them hop. Reminds me of Miss Rachel. For any of you guys with kids, you might know about Miss Rachel. My kids love Miss Rachel. But she has a little song, it's about the bunnies hopping. Hop, little bunny, hop, 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 little bunny, hop, hop, hop. And so this is what Joey reminds me of. Joey's just been hopping to a new all-time high all week long. And I'm going to show you here, Joey, this chart, boy, did it make a move. Boy, did it make a move. Now, it's cooling off here a little bit over the past day or so, but boy, did we capture some upside on this one. But what I wanted to share with you guys here today, yesterday, I put out this tweet here to let everybody know, because I think this kind of went under the radar. Did you guys catch that the Joey Dev burned the 30% supply that they had held? That was my only real concern with the project. This Dev, he had 30% of the supply, which was like 300 million tokens. There's like a billion total. So he had 300 million tokens. Well, he ended up burning this whole supply yesterday. This is the first project with the anti-snipe launch to reach over 2 million. Now, the anti-snipe feature First Ledger created so that the sniper bots, which are essentially snipers who just come in on new tokens and they just eat up a bunch of the supply. As soon as the token launches, their sniper bots are activated. They come in, they buy up a big amount of the supply, pump up that token, and then they just drain the liquidity over time, just extracting a massive amount of XRP. So that's how these sniper bots work. But this token deployed the anti-snipe launch. And so this really, in my opinion, was a real organic pump. The meme coin has nothing to do with the wallet, Joey Wallet, which is the new wallet that First Ledger is creating. Remember, First Ledger, they come from XRP Cafe, originally backed by Ripple. They received grant money from Ripple. They built out XRP Cafe, which is like our best NFT platform. Then they created this meme token launchpad, First Ledger, which is a great way to trade on the XRP ledger too. I have that link on down below too. If you're looking for a place to buy these, I got it linked up down below for First Ledger. Now they're working on a wallet, which will be similar to the Zaman wallet. And I love the Zaman wallet, but we haven't had really much competition. And we need more builders. We need more products. We need more apps. And now we're finally starting to get some. This Joey wallet has no connection with this coin. But this is the thing about the memes, right? Is you get the narrative, you check off the boxes, cute little kangaroo, checks off all the meme boxes. The only thing I was worried about was with the supply. But here's the official account for Joey. And here's the actual video of them burning the actual supply right here. Now this was 500, you see that 560,000 right there. Their bag, was worth about $500,000 because the market cap had gone up to over almost 3 million, I think. So this supply was worth over $500,000. Now, would they have been able to extract all that out if they went to dump it? No, there wouldn't have been enough buyers. But I mean, if they really wanted to dump this, they could have extracted out 100,000 easily. And so they didn't. They did the right thing here. I mean, I was wondering what they were going to do with the supply. But the dev decided to burn it all. Take a look. I mean, he just burned it. He burnt it all. 563,000 worth of Joey tokens destroyed forever. So whoever the chat is behind this. Now, he shares this message up here from Sloppy, and that's Chris, one of the developers at First Ledger. That is fake. So I put out this tweet and I had looked for a little bit of clarification. I got a message back from Chris. Sloppy is his username on X. And he confirmed that that message from him was fake. So whoever's behind this account, they faked that message. And the message says, burn it now. That's a fake message, but the burn was real. So I got confirmation from Chris on that. The message from him, fake, but the 30% burn was absolutely real. Check it out. Yeah, which I think it's kind of funny that he did this, but whoever's behind this, he or she, there's the destination tag. Here they go through, and we're watching them send. There's the 300 million supply that they had, and they're sending it to a black hole wallet, I guess, or they're burning it. I'm not really sure how this is done, but I'm here for it. I am here for it. And there it goes. Transaction executed. And the 300 million was burned. So, First Ledger has actually updated that. I see that now. If I flip over here to First Ledger, if you look over here on the side, it says current dev balance. That's at 0% right now. Okay, 0% for the current dev balance. I wonder have they updated the token? Okay, so the supply now is 699 million. So from a market cap standpoint, that's going to hurt the project just because from a market cap, we have this price, the last traded price times the supply gives us the market cap. So by burning 300 million, 30% of that supply, it does hurt the market cap, but it makes the asset way more scarce. Now, if I zoom in here so you guys can kind of see this chart, this is where I bought 0.00024. So I bought way back here on April 28th. I let the Discord group know right away. And then I think I shared it in a YouTube video the next day or something like that. But I let everybody know, hey, I found this one. I think it's going to be a runner, or in this case, a hopper. We found ourselves a hopper. I bought in, and at one point we were up over 400%. But even where we sit at here today, we're still up about 300% right now. This is why I titled the episode 300% Pump Captured. It's not hype. It's not nonsense. It's not me making up stuff. It's just finding plays, finding momentum, finding fundamentals. That's the thing. With Zebec, I gave you guys the deep dive because it's a real fundamental utility project. With Joey, this is stupidity. Meme coins inherently trap stupidity and liquidity. The more stupid the meme is, the more liquidity is going to come in. But the more liquidity that comes in, inevitably, the more liquidity that's going to get trapped. So let me be very clear. These meme coins are not fundamental utility plays. But are we making money on them? You bet you we are. I mean, to me, it'd be a disservice not to. Why would we not? We find a coin, checks all the boxes when doing research and due diligence on a meme coin. Funny meme, baby kangaroo, connected to the Joey wallet, which is going to be launching this month. It was at a couple hundred holders. Had nobody in it. We knew it was going to run. Why would we not? And sure enough, here we are up 300%. We were already up over 400% at one time. I think this thing still runs quite a bit. I mean, this is just now starting to circulate and people are starting to understand that 30% of that supply just got burned. There's no more worry about that dev rugging us. The dev can't rug us. He burned his whole supply. I think it's going to be up for a little bit longer. I mean, like I said, all of these meme coins inherently, and even other utility cryptocurrencies too, end up trapping liquidity in them eventually. People buy the top, and eventually that liquidity gets trapped in there. It just happens faster with meme coins. So you got to be safe. Know your limit, play within it. Is this a meme coin channel? No. But we're here to make money, and that's what we're going to continue to do. So we found that one. We're going to find more. You guys make sure you guys have subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Zebec up 100%, at least for me. My bag doubled up there on Zebec. Joey, we've doubled that one up. We tripled that one up. Now we're at 400% on that one. Still a ways to go. Having fun with that one. And we're going to find more too. Stick around with us. Everything else is at ZachRector.com. I appreciate all of your support. Let me know any other tickers that you guys want me to review. I'm going to be dropping 2 special videos this week. One is going to be the deep dive on Stronghold, SHX. And the other one is going to be for my private community. That's going to be on my XRP hedge strategy, the ultimate XRP hedge strategy that I've been fine-tuning. And now I'm kind of completing it. And I'm really excited to share that one with you guys as well. So we'll see you guys in the next one. God bless you all. On the way out, if you could like it, I'd greatly appreciate you. Thank you so much. I am your host, Zach Rector. I really appreciate all of the love and support. If you want to support the channel, just remember that you can start by smashing that thumbs up for me, sharing this content far and wide, and everything else is at my website.